Hey, what's up, y'all? So today, um, it's the first. Is it the first week of February? So yeah, it's the first week of February. I'm basically trying to finish up all my reporting for January. So that's what I'm working on now. If you have any questions or anything about Google Ads, let me know. I'll be happy to answer them. So just submit those questions down in the chat, and let me get to work. Let me get to working right here. Make sure all my settings are straight. Yep. We're looking good, looking good. I'll pop out the chat. Put it on, put it over here. Perfect. All right. So if you got any questions, let me know. I'm about to get started doing some work, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have for me. Just doing a quick sound check. Just doing a quick sound check. Perfect. Perfect. Looks good. Looks good. All right, let me go close this door. All right. Welcome in. Welcome in. If you have any questions about Google Ads, go ahead and put it down in the chat. Right now, I'm just doing some client reporting. Happy to answer any questions that you have. Just leave them down below. All right, let's look into this. Hold on, what is that? Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Let me scoot up here just a tad. This good. Perfect. All right, looks good. Looks good. Um. Okay, first thing we need to do is just to make sure that this account is set to go live. Normally, I don't really set new campaigns live on Fridays, but I might make an exception for this one. I really do need to pull all those, pull in previous data to see what was performing really well for this account. So I'm gonna do that real quick because I wonder if those, this is a t-shirt brand, and I'm wondering if the funny and movie t-shirts are their top sellers, and if not, then we're gonna have to have a conversation about that. So let's head over to these scripts and just copy and paste them into the same account. I'm using this labelizer script where it pulls in all the previous data from the merchant center, and then it allows me to see what are the good performers, the basically the winners, the losers, the sleepers, which are like the ones that are getting traffic but they're not getting any purchases, and then the zombies, which are the products that aren't showing up at all. And I could tell in this new account that I'm in, they never utilized any scripts. So it definitely makes sense to add a few in here just to make sure that we're able to see what's going on even when we're not inside the account. All right, so now Gonna name this one labelizer. Copy paste. Let's look for the spreadsheet here. I'm gonna copy this one and then paste the new one in there. Luckily, this client actually knows their unit their unit economic metrics, so I can easily just plug in like what is, I think they want like a 1.6. That 1.6x return is like the break even. So it will be way easier to figure out which products and which campaigns to build out to make this campaign or this account more profitable. All right, so now I'm gonna go to this original spreadsheet just to see how we had it configured. If not, I can probably just figure it out from here. So the break-even ROAS is a 1.6. Days ago. How many days you want to look back? Let's do last 365 days. Is there a data lag? Let me look and see. Number of days to skip, like 0. So we'll put 0 here. Supplement feed. Supplemental feed URL. Skip if you don't want a supplemental feed. Create your supplemental feed and or use the Merchant Center next supplemental feed. I might just have to do that. Before I do that, let me see what the supplemental feed looks like. Okay, I probably just might not use that one. True. Get off of that. True. Okay, everything looks good. Sale dates. Leave empty if there's no time. No sales time. All right. Perfect. Empty. All right, I think we're good to go. Let's pull this bad boy. All right, so now we just got to authorize the scripts here inside the account. What this is. Oh, you know what? Let me go ahead and copy and paste this before I do anything else. Edit, copy. All right, so here, paste the new one here. All right, so we got this set in stone. It's Friday, y'all. So what y'all got going on today? What y'all got going on today? All right, let's run this thing. Curious to see what we get. Failed due to authentication error. let me authenticate this script again. Preview. Run. Okay, now it's working. Got it to work now. Good, good. How long will we be on? Been on 10 minutes. All right, let's see. All right, let me refresh this. Oh, it's still pulling the data, so it's gonna take a little minute. It's still pulling the data, so it's gonna take a little second. So I did get a question about local service ads versus Google ads. And I will say local service ads will probably be the easiest way to get some form of traction when it comes to lead generation. With local service ads, you only pay for the lead, depending on what your service area looks like. Whether you have good reviews on your Google My Business page, and the most important thing, you definitely want to be able to have someone answering the phone at least 80% or 80 to 90% of the time. If you can have all those in place, local service ads will just hum along, and you can spend upwards to, I've seen 3 to 5,000 a month, and getting cheap, I won't say cheap, but cheaper cost per lead versus Google ads. Now, Google ads, on the other hand, there's more work involved. You have to build out campaigns, build out keywords, do some keyword research, and then there's a little bit more competition and more levers to pull, especially when you're setting those campaigns live. So instead of paying for the lead, what you would do with LSAs, you'll be paying for the click. And if your website or landing page is appealing and is directing users to either fill out a form or call, then Google Ads will work. But if you're dead set on you don't have a good website, you don't have a good landing page, LSAs will probably be the best fit to start out. And then once you start getting the ball rolling, you're starting to pull in some revenue from LSAs, I recommend jumping into Google Ads and spending money there to kind of increase your visibility across just the Google network overall. Let's see. So yeah, I hope that answered your question there. So what's a good budget for LSAs? So with LSA, I usually typically tell my clients to set the budgeting inside of LSAs to at least 500 to 1,000 a week. 9 times out of 10, you don't really spend that much within that time frame. But I've seen once you set that up, it allows Google to just show your ads more often because you're being more aggressive and competitive with how much you're willing to show it for, how much you're willing to pay to show up. Now, when it comes to overall budgets, I would say maybe 1,000 to 2,000 to start. And of course, I would definitely go higher because you're only paying for the lead. So it's not like you're just paying for the click. So in most cases, you're not really losing money because you're getting leads. And then on the back end of LSAs, you can dispute leads that are bad leads, or you can dispute leads that are relevant to whatever services you provide. So start with 1,000, maybe 2,000, and see how that goes, and then watch those leads pour in and your revenue start to increase. Yep, yep. This thing taking forever to load up. So how do you set up local service ads? Basically what you do is you go to what is it, ads.com/local service ads, and you sign in. And what you'll need to do is just check if your area is eligible for, check and see if your area is eligible for local service ads. All right, so um, you check areas to see what areas are, if your area is eligible for local service ads, and if it is, then they'll prompt you to go ahead and create an account. And then once you put in all your business information, like your business license, your insurances, your registrations, all that good stuff, and there's a background check as well, so you have to put in your personal information there too. Once you go to once you finish that screening and you get approved, then you'll be prompted to set up define basically what your business is, what service areas you want to service, or the job types or services that you want to provide, and also your business hours. Like, do you want to only show your ads between 9 and 5, or you want to be 24 hours, 24/7, that type of thing. After you've set all that up, next will probably be setting up the budgets. And one thing I do recommend people do is use the um maximize smart bidding one, and that allows Google to optimize for more calls and more messages from the local service ads, so that you won't be have to nickel and dime how much you're willing to pay. They'll just find the leads based off what your budget is. And once you've completed the setting up your budgets, you want to link your Google My Business profile, add in a few photos of like your workers, your teams, your equipment, your staff, what some of the projects you've done in the past, those type of imagery. And then the one last thing, the most important, is to ensure that you always ask for reviews when you're doing projects with your customers or clients, and then send them your LSA review link, so that when someone fills out the review, it goes straight to LSAs and you're able to rank your listing a lot higher, and then you'll show up a lot higher on the LSA pack, and you'll start to receive more calls and forms. So I hope that helps. Let me know. And also, if you have any more questions, go ahead and put them down in the chat for me real quick. I wonder if I have any more. Recording stream. Because it's just the main screen I got. Okay, that makes sense. I probably just have to figure out how to change scenes on here. But oh well. Alright, so let's see what this script looking like now. It looks like it's done. And it is. Good work, good work. So far we got 79 elite, 53 regulars, 48 climbers, 107 strugglers, 2,300 ghosts, and 53 sleepers. Based on what I'm saying here, we're spending majority of our budget on ghosts, which are, I'm pretty sure they're not getting no revenue. But how are the ghosts getting revenue? So we're spending majority of money on the ghost products, but and they're getting majority of the revenue as well. So I'm not bad. I'm not mad with this information here. I know we're basically not spending a lot of money on strugglers. I'll put it that way. Let's see if I can pull in some of this data. Let's see, summary, product type, found it. Okay. Let's see, hoodies, t-shirts. Do we have it? We don't have the other ones on here, do we? Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome in, welcome in. I'm Jay. I'm a Google Ads specialist. If you have any questions about Google Ads, go ahead and drop me a question down in the chat. It's Friday, so let me know what you're up to today, and I'll be happy to answer whatever questions that you have. So at this point, I'm just saying you can ask me anything, but nothing too crazy. But right now, I am looking through some of my products for a client just to see which products are their better performing ones, and then we can go from there to find out how we can slice and dice these campaigns to make sure that we're showing up for the products that are going to get them in the green when it comes to profitability. So let's look at the elite products, and these are over a 3. I mean over a 1.6, which is good. Then goes it seems like they get a few purchases, but not like nothing too crazy. Which is cool. Let's go to product types. So based off of this information, the hoodies are the ones that are getting the better ROAS from what I'm seeing here. The t-shirts, so the hoodies are at a 1.8, We want to be above a 1.65. And the t-shirts are 1.57, which all we got to do is just eliminate some of the t-shirts that aren't really performing that well. And we should be able to lift this ROAS up a little bit more. That's pretty good. So the ghosts are good. Sleepers, strugglers. We just need to figure out what these strugglers are. Because we can eliminate that. I think we will definitely be in a good spot. Yeah. Because this is like a year's worth of data. So we should be able to pull this and slice and dice. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and launch this campaign. Go ahead and launch it. Let's see how much we're spending. Today we got one conversion. All right. Let's go here. And I'm also probably going to just pull all the search terms out of that other one. Because they're both spending. Let's see, yesterday was the 5th. Did it spend the whole 80? No, it didn't. So let's pause this. Pause gaming. Standard. Pause this. Pause that. We'll do last 7 days. See how much they've just been spending. 100, 60, 60, 80. No, I ain't trying to spend no money on that either. All right, let's double check these performance max campaigns and then see where we can go from there. Country. Turn that off. Device. Yep. And these are performance max feed only campaigns. I might add that into the campaign names too. Perfect. Got that. Now just need to add some assets to this thing. Even though we're probably not even running search campaigns, it just makes sense. Set this as account. Okay, images. Why would you use AI images like that? Anyway, so we will set up something similar. Okay, structure snippet. Any promotions? It was 2009, 19. Yeah, these some old promotions they got running. Yeah, let's go ahead and pause all these off. Hey, how you doing? Welcome in, welcome in. If you have any questions about Google Ads or advertising in general, go ahead and drop me a question or comment in the chat. Be happy to help you. Right now, I am setting up a new apparel campaign. They sell t-shirts, funny and movie t-shirts. Their goal is to hit a 1.65 or higher. And so we're currently there, but I'm restructuring it since they just onboarded with me. And I'm curious to see how this will perform because I've just launched the campaigns now. Let's see, we'll call it feed only campaign. Let me know if you're currently running Google Ads for your business. If not, it'd be something worth doing to get more leads and more sales for you in the future. All right, let's put this at the beginning here. Perfect. All right. All right, so now that we got all that out the way, we can start building this thing out, building out the small things. Because if I have this much information, let's do all of last year and then pull all the search terms that were converting, and then we can add those into the Performance Max campaign. So yeah, let's do that real quick. And then we'll start building out assets and stuff. Even though we're just running a Performance Max feed only campaign where it only shows up on the shopping carousel, I want to be able to just be prepared just in case Google want to show our ads on the search results page. Excuse me. All right, let's see anything else more than 0. Racing. Hmm. I could just do search terms contain shirt. Perfect. Now, okay. Now let's go to audiences and just create a custom audience of these terms here. Converting search query terms to 626. People with any people with any of these interests, people who search Google, yes. People who search for any of these terms in Google. Yes, this is what I'm looking for. All right. Based off of this list, let's download it. And this is all of last year. So this list is definitely going to be worth adding in. So I basically made a list of all the keywords that converted into a sale last year. And adding them into a list, a custom list. Paste. All right, so now it's under review. Yep, search terms, perfect. All right, looking good, looking good. All right, so now we got that out the way. Let's go ahead and start building this other stuff out. Let's see, got SOPs. Hey, how you doing? How you been? Come on in, welcome in. What you got going on today? Let's see. We got offer. No, no, no. No. I could have sworn I saw one for assets. Set up keyword level. No. Crafter angles. Let me see. Site links. Nah, I don't think it's in there. Let's see what it is. What you up to today? So I'm not really writing any ad copy for this. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Extensions. Found it. No, I don't think that's the right one. It's it's a checklist, but I need to find the SOP for it. Playbook. Yep, I found it. Perfect. Hey. Um, are we able to split test? Yes, we should. I'll just test the test the inquire now form, then set up the split test. Set up the split, then set up the split test. All right, let's see. And I believe so. So, all right. Let's figure out how we want to split test this. I think we can do both campaigns since they get good volume. Would second ad. This will be an ad experiment. Let's see. Let me go. Mm, yes, this will be an asset experiment with a 50-50 split on split for the URLs. Perfect. Yes, this will be an asset experiment with a 50-50 split traffic for the URLs. What does that look like? Test automatically create assets that let AI traffic relevant. No. Assets you provide. Add variation. Yes, this one. Add variation. So let's do let me pull this one out. All right. So I know it's gonna be this one, this one. Okay, select campaigns. Oh, that was the German one. I'm tripping. So this one and this one. Okay. Okay, so I'll just screenshot this. All right. And variation. All right, so now I'm basically setting up an experiment within Google Ads, split testing two different landing pages for these campaigns. The client just created a new landing page, so we're split testing the two. I'm gonna set that up real quick, and then once I set that up, I'm gonna test out the landing page to see if it's still firing the conversions back to our CRM. So let's see. I'm gonna select the 2 campaigns. We're running those in. Do I need to set up any filters? Maybe not. All right, so it'll be any one of those that contains this link here. Let me go to the ad though, because you never know. You never know. Will that include different URLs? Hey, what's up? What's up? Set up the rules and filters to split test the URLs. What's up? What's up? Come in, come in. What you got going on today? It's Friday. I'm talking about Google Ads. I'm currently working on some client accounts. If you have any questions or anything, go ahead and shoot me a question. What's that, Clan Endeavor? What's up with you? So if it equals this, continues. When pitching your Google Ads experience to business, what do you mention depending on what their main goal is? So if they are lead gen focused, then give your experience and expertise and knowledge on how you know generate leads for certain for lead gen business or local businesses, and how much you're able to get those leads for and at what conversion rate. 9 times out of 10, if you talk metrics with them, they really won't understand. So I advise to just set up a call with them, trying to get to know what their business is and their goals, and then try to convert their goals into Google Ads goals. So for example, if a client says, hey, I want 100 leads a month at $50 a lead, then you can kind of do the math based on, the past campaign or account history, and tell them if that's feasible, if that's possible, or what will they need to do. Do they need to spend less budget and constrain the accounts to where they can hit that goal, or they may need to spend more money to get Google to kind of optimize toward their goal. So it's more so just setting goals when you're pitching it, and also setting expectations. Let me know if that helps. Let me know if that helps. Okay, other options is a custom campaign that splits the campaign. And do you use the URLs? Okay, the other option is a custom experiment, and it splits the campaigns and use the different. Mm, custom search. Let's see. I spoke to a local gardening business recently, and they been had bad experience with people who did Google Ads for them before, and they're hesitant to try me. What would you say to them? And thank you. Yeah. I think like I said earlier, I think the main thing is just to kind of handhold them because they kind of have trauma with the past agencies. I think they would probably appreciate it a lot more if you speak numbers with them first and set expectations and goals. Sometimes people don't do that. They just say we can guarantee this amount of leads or this type of success, and then it ends up falling flat, and then the client or the business owner has a sour taste in their mouth about Google Ads in general. So I would say just being able to kind of talk them through what each phase of what you're doing looks like versus just saying, this is what I'm gonna do, this is what you're gonna get, sit back, pay me, and this will you and enjoy. So kind of I think the main thing is just walking them through it. Uh because I'm like, bro, do you want create a simple ad variation to see how it affects performance across one or more campaigns. Let's see, ad variation. That wasn't clear. Could you briefly explain what do you mean by walk them through? So, for example, I walk them through what it looks like to work with me. I don't guarantee performance at the beginning. I'll say, hey, to work with me, I need at least 3 months. And then I say the first month is me restructuring whatever the hell the last person did just to make sure everything's running correctly and everything's tracking. The second month is me gathering data. And the third month is me optimizing that data to making sure that we're going towards the goal that we set at the beginning. So what that will look like, that's what I normally pitch to my client or prospects or potential clients at the very beginning. That's what I tell them what that stage looks like. And then we talk business and numbers on what's like, what are their costs, what are their margins, how long does it take for them to turn a phone call or a form fill into a sale, and then kind of formulate into Google Ads type of success, and then relay that back to the client. Does that make sense? Because I would say just trying to figure out what the business owner wants out of this, and then transforming that into what that looks like inside of Google Ads, and then relaying it back to the client so they will have a better understanding. So they will feel like you understand their business, and then you're able to replicate whatever their goal is inside of their mind for their business inside of Google Ads. And then it's up to you as the Google Ads specialist or freelancer or whatever you are to kind of coach them through if if what they want in their mind is possible. In some cases, some clients be wanting a 90% impression share or 99%. I'm like, that's impossible. And if it is, you're wasting money on the wrong thing. Or they want a super cheap cost per lead, but they have 30 people in the search auction, so it's hella competitive, so it's impossible. So we have to come up with realistic numbers to go about. Yeah. So hopefully that helped, or I kind of explained it a little better for you. You know what? I'm gonna set this up. Okay, the other option is a custom experiment, and it just splits the campaigns, and you use a different URL. I mean, I can do that if that's. I can do that. I think the main thing is like there's different ways of like segmenting this stuff. So like with this campaign here, I could easily do so like these two campaigns here done. And then say find and replace. Let's see, what's the new URL? Here. Copy. Modify, continue. Name it, and then traffic split 50-50. One more question. What is the best outreach method for Google Ads in my case? Launching a short campaign, but no conversions. When you say outreach method, do you mean like finding new clients? When you say outreach method, do you mean finding new clients? Let me know, let me know. Okay. There's okay, local business. Honestly, there's so many ways that make sense. It just depends on what type of person you are. If you're a salesperson, you could easily just go like search, like say you want to work with plumbers. Let's say you search, plumbers near me in whatever area you are, and then you see all those ads pop up. You could easily click on the link, call them, and pitch them on a free audit, and then flip them into into a new client. You can do it that way, or Let's see. You can do that you can do that same thing, but email them or call or send a text message of a Loom video of you going over saying of you screen sharing, showing like, hey, your ad looks like this. It seems like you should add this and this and this. Just give value. And if you want me to take a look into your campaign or account a little bit more to set up an audit, you can do it that way. That's more so like you're finding people that's already spending money on ads, which will be an easier way to flip into a client or, a client. The way that I go about it is I just create videos about a specific industry that I want to work with. So for example, I have a video about was it a dog waste removal business. And I was like, that'd be cool to work with. So I made a video about what's the best campaign structure for a dog waste removal business. Or how to generate leads for a dog waste removal business on YouTube, making those videos. And I'm pretty sure 9 times out of 10, if someone in that industry or business owner is trying to figure out how can I grow my business, they're going to go to YouTube and type that in, and they're going to see your video, they're going to watch it, they're going to see you as the expert, and then either fill out the form, or I have a Calendly link under all my videos, so they'll just click the link and schedule a call with me. That's how I get my clients, through just YouTube videos. So those are 2 methods that I take. Another method that I heard that works really well is by mail, but you'll need a big ass list of business addresses, and then you'll just print out like somewhat, it looks like a handwritten letter, but it's not, and you'll just mail those to those businesses, and then I've seen the conversion rate look pretty good. I think you might have to spend some money on that though, maybe like upwards like 1,000 for like a few hundred automated mailers to go out, but the return on it is really nice. Thanks. They want to see a clear way to see results. Okay, that makes sense. Look through the experiment tab to see the results versus just seeing the experiment campaign in the UI. Okay, that makes sense, because they will have to look through the experiment tab to see the results versus just seeing the experiment campaign UI. Okay, yeah. All right, so let's set that up instead. See, that's all I need. I just need a little bit more of a explanation as to why I have to set it up this way. So yeah, I can do that. So this will be appreciate you for asking those questions too. I really appreciate that. If you have anything else, let me know. If you have any other questions, let me know. I'll be happy to answer those. Yes, I typically do a customer experience, but you have a better way of testing. I hate when people do that, especially. Add variation. Let me see. So yeah. What's the difference? What is the difference that I'm seeing? I see that we already have though have I see that we already have this type of experiment in the account. I'll just replicate it and go from go from there. I see that we already have this type of experiment in the account. I'll just replicate it and go from there. All right, because I ain't trying to spend that much time on this. All right, experiment, setup experiment, custom, search campaign. Let's find the, okay, copy campaign name, paste. We're gonna say new LP. Select the campaign. Why is it not letting me select? That's odd. All right, let's cancel this out. Custom. Campaign type is a search campaign. This is a search campaign. Well, thank y'all. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Um, hope to see y'all next time. Appreciate you. Appreciate any of the questions that you put in the chat. If you if you have any more questions or anything like that, feel free to comment below any of my videos, and I will definitely comment back on those as well. All right, I'll see y'all. Peace.